We did a great job in Pennsylvania on November 4th, but how can Democrats beat Trump again in the midterms in 2026 and 2028? We talked to a veteran organizer in Pennsylvania about how to win using pennies on the dollar compared to conventional political ads. He's Schuylkill County Chair Todd Zimmerman. Todd, what are we Democrats doing wrong in campaigning in Pennsylvania?
Every presidential cycle, they spend so many hundreds of millions of dollars the last 4 months, and they're racing to build this accordion of field organizers. And they're not properly trained. They are not they are not identifiable with the geographic area that they're in. And what I have called for, I wrote an autopsy of the Biden campaign and shared this with dozens and dozens of people in the state that have political power. And I suggested that we create a permanent infrastructure. We have 17 congressional districts, and each congressional district should have a permanent field organizer. And I calculated that if you would pay them between $60,000 and $70,000 in that salary and benefits, that would entice them to stay at that position. Because a lot of times you have people that will stay for a month and then somebody cannibalizes them. So you stay there and you work that presidential cycle. But then if they were still there for this year, an odd year election, they would be helping the county chairs with all the information that they gathered from the Kamala campaign, all the possible volunteers, and have them maybe become committee people, have them, do volunteering for us, or use their skills to reach out to other Democrats and to grow the party. So this way, they're there then for 2026 to help Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro does not have to start from scratch to build something. And then they've built this big organization so that in 2028, we're going to be slamming it.
Okay, how much is all this going to cost?
So let's focus on Pennsylvania. As I mentioned, a permanent field organizer perhaps have a salary of $70,000. So if there are 17 congressional districts, that would be about $1.1 million a year, or 4 years would be $4.4 million. So where will we get the money? Again, I mentioned with the Kamala Harris campaign, they raised $1.5 billion. So if they spend less on television commercials, which everybody turns off at the end of the campaign, I think if they were to acknowledge with the DNC to take a certain amount of money that they collect and to have that be given to the state party. So Pennsylvania Democratic Party would get $4.4 million to fund it for 4 years for this, specifically for this concept. And I believe in a 50 state strategy. Now, you're from Massachusetts, you're bright blue, you're wealthier. So you may already have this in place, or some states may already have this in place. But again, let's say Pennsylvania is mid-size. It's not the largest state. It's not the smallest state. So if it costs $50 million a year for 4 years, that would be $200 million, which is a lot of money. But again, that should be done at the presidential campaign. Now, we obviously missed that. So I would think that the DNC for now should fund this for all 50 states, or at least the major battleground states until 2028, and then do a 50 state strategy. So that's where I think the money should come from. The DNC should try to explain to its members and the public at large what they want to raise this money for and how it would build up a permanent infrastructure. So I think that is how it should be done funding wise.